Welcome to the Emerging Lawyer series at the Coffee Conversation Show, powered by the Emerging India Forum TIF and a tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. We have with us Palash Taing, advocate Tatva Legal. Theme is Deals, Disputes, and Discipline. With nearly a decade of experience, Palash has represented top in- infrastructure giants, appeared before the Honorable Supreme Court, High Courts, and tribunals across India, and carved a niche in high stakes arbitration and corporate advisory. From mega infrastructure disputes to mentoring the next generation of legal minds, Palash brings both depth and dynamism in the world of law. Join us as we uncover the stories behind the suit, the strategy behind the wins, and the man behind the mission. So, Palash is a business lawyer specializing in dispute resolution and commercial litigation. So, welcome, Palash, to today's coffee conversation.
Pleasure, Amir. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so let me explain you. There are three rounds: professional journey, personal journey, and a rapid fire where you will be in the hot seat and you have to be a bit funny and quick. And here's a gift: Legal AI 101, which will be autographed and sent to you.
That's so kind of you.
Okay. So, friends, I'm Lion Amir Virani, host at Coffee Conversation, legal tech evangelist at Prime Infotech Solution, author of 15 books. We have law firms, corporate legal, startup SMEs with world class technology, software licensing, and tech training solutions. So, my first question, Palash, what made you go into dispute resolution and commercial litigation, and how has the journey been?
So I think this question I've been attempting to answer since I tried getting into the law school, and it's been over 10 years leaving the law school and almost the same time practicing the profession also. At the outset, I think as a child, I had this knack of problem solving approach. If there was an issue, be it a very small thing also, right? I'm just drawing an analogy that problem solving approach was something that really attracted me. And while I started reading law, doing my internships, I started seeing it from the close quarters, perhaps, that there was a huge chance of creating an impact and perhaps a tangible impact. So these were two things. And I think for me, after 10 years, I would say the professional satisfaction that one gets in this particular branch of law, it's immense. And the cherry on the top is no 2 days are alike for me. I would know that I start my day by 9, but I don't know what the day is going to bring in at 9:30 when I start working. Of course, we do know at times there are courts scheduled. Apart from that, the day is fairly dynamic. And in person trade, I think I'm persuasive as a person. So I think that perhaps was also one of the reasons to get into commercial litigation and disputes per se.
Wow. So, Palash, let's dive deep in the conversation. What does it take to develop a strong litigation strategy in a high stakes commercial dispute?
So that's interesting. I mean, as if I'm thinking right now on my feet, I think at the outset, understanding the stakeholders, it's very critical, right? Now, stakeholders may be divided into two, the internal stakeholders or the external stakeholders, right? When I say the external stakeholders, that I include the opposite parties also. So it's very important to identify, first of all, whoever your clients and the interested parties are, to identify who is a key decision maker amongst those, right? At times, the clients may be promoter driven. At times, they may be GC driven. So, in the business team, legal team, and the finance team, it's very important to gauge, who is the decision maker. And it's better to have the decision maker on your side from the
Yes.
very beginning, at the pre-litigation, at the strategy level, towards the end of it, right? Because you want to have the key decision maker on the side and to understand what are their concerns, pain points, and legal points. They really don't want to, impress upon that. You have to understand what is that they are desirous of, what is the problem that you're looking to solve. It may be a short term, it may be a long term, but I think that really eases out the client also. Once that bond and the trust is built, then the legal part can be taken up, right? When it comes to the huge, big voluminous litigations, pleadings running into 15, 20 volumes. I think the skill lies in breaking the complex legal concepts, complex facts into a simple story, plain and simple, which you are able to explain it to not only a court, to a 5-year-old also. We appreciate that everybody around us is not a lawyer, right? They would be, say, perhaps engineers, chartered accountants, MBAs. So we need to explain the key concepts in very simple terms and tell them this is how we are going to go from point A to B. Now, this is from the stakeholders' perspective. Now, what do you need for that? You need a A-class team for that. You need a very self-motivated and a very self-driven team because litigations, as we know, it's a marathon. A single
Mm.
litigation, a hot pursuit litigation, the hot pursuit, unlike movies where it lasts for 5, 7 minutes, can in real life last for 3 to 5 years. In between those, holidays come, lot of personal birthdays, marriages, everything comes. But having a self-motivated and highly driven team, that's also very important aspect of litigation, I would say, especially a high-stakes litigation.
Wow, beautiful. So, Palash, you have worked across infrastructure, healthcare, hospitality, and other industries. How do you adapt your legal approach to such varied sectors?
So, while I have a one-line answer for this, however, there is no straight line answer to this. So, I started my practice working with a law chamber. And in
Mm.
chambers, we are trained to, take up everything that comes our way, right?
Mm.
And at the outset, I did some IP litigation also. I did little bit of service tax also. This is pre GST days, right? You had sales
Mm.
tax practice, you had excise practice, and I did my first arbitration draft there also. And so I think transcending the law firms also, you service a diverse set of clients, and once you're starting to work with diverse set of clients, the most important part is to understand the trade usage of each sector. What may be a in hospitality sector, may be an alpha in infrastructure sector, and maybe a beta in a finance sector. So to understand the trade usage and to put it very simply on paper, I think that was a skill where we found it was merely because of the coincidental exposure that we had while working on these cases.
Wow, beautiful. So, Palash, what role does emotional intelligence play when managing clients involved in long drawn litigation battles?
So it's very important actually. At the very outset, it's extremely crucial to understand what is the client expectation. Expectations go two ways. One is what they expect, and second is what is realistically what they expect, and you can deliver upon that, right? It's very important, as I said, to establish that level of trust, right? If there is no trust, a relationship cannot be fostered with the client, right? In case there are occasions, right, where lawyers also goof up, right? But instead of putting it in a legal flowery language, I think it's better that we own up to our mistake. I think that goes a long way in fostering a relationship with the clients also. I practice this thing with coach also. If there is a goof up, say it very fairly that there is a goof up. Trust me, the coaches are also humans and they are much more appreciative if you're candid and upfront with it. And
Mm.
I think it's applicable to every walk of life, right? It's very
Yes,
important to foster that trust. And I think it also works with the team also. There might be, them having a worst of the day, but you need
yes,
them to be having their best, right? So that is where role of a leader comes in. The emotional intelligence, I think it's important from an IQ when it comes
beautiful,
to handling clients and handling matters.
beautiful, Palash. So, what's your take on how commercial litigation in India is evolving, especially in the post pandemic world?
Oh, I my take is very plain and simple. We have leapfrogged by 10 years between 2020 to 2022. All thanks to Justice Chandrachud Committee that time at Supreme Court. which took very, very, very active and aggressive steps, I would say. Aggressive in terms of timeline, I'm saying, not in quality. And I remember we started from the days of Zoom call, quickly moved to WebEx and Cisco. And this giving you a small background, because those days I remember since 2000, 20th March 2020 until August, we did appear from our homes, which was next to impossible. In fact, I would say appearing without papers, without markers, book markers, I think it was impossible. And now let me give you a story and a flavor of 2025, how it was and how it is. I think one of the days that we have to wait for 4 to 6 hours for getting a 10-minute audience before court. Reality of the day is I have been handling on occasionally I've been handling matters in 3 to 4 jurisdictions: Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad on the same day. Imagine that we have compounded saving of time and cost. We have compounded saving of time because had I appeared earlier in one place, there was adjournment in 3 places. Now I have gained the 4x. In case if I was taking a date at one place, now I can do 4 cases parallelly. I don't need to travel. I don't need to travel. Lakhs are saved at the time and cost of the clients also. I would have, for instance, just giving you a small anecdote. We have done matters in Chennai where I was sitting in Hyderabad and the senior counsel was appearing from Delhi. Now, that's a single line to describe the impact that COVID has created in the legal space.
Mm. Wow, beautiful. Okay, that was commercial litigation. Let's go to ADR. With the rise of ADR mechanisms, do you think arbitration is truly becoming a faster alternative in India?
So, Amir, ADR, alternative dispute resolution, I think arbitration has been there for decades, right? I would
Yes.
want to perhaps talk beyond arbitration also. In fact, the other ADR mechanisms, or today, if I were to call it the ADR artillery, ADR artillery is now being exposed slowly to its potential. We
Hmm.
had a mediation bill lingering around for years. Mediation Act has come in. In fact, the Supreme Court and the High Court judges were very vocal that if the justice can't, you can't get justice at sitting at one place, the justice should come to you. ODR mechanisms. In fact, ODR dispute resolution tools. So many of legal tech startups are doing this kind of work. I think the ADR it's coming finally to shine. There is a lot of innovation happening in the legal
Yes.
space right now, and it takes two to tango, right? It's three to tango here. It is the bar and the bench, right? You have to understand the delta in the legal spaces. Somebody at a lower court might be a judge at 22. There is somebody at Supreme Court who would be till 65. So the delta of the technology is catering from 20 to 65. And herein, the ecosystem is so good, even the legislature has taken a step forward. So everything in this ecosystem is coming forward to make ADR a thumping success. And it's high time that we have put it into practice. The legal space is no more that you have to go to a court, wait for a date, get an adjournment. In fact, just to give you an example, we do a lot of ad hoc and institutional arbitrations. In arbitrations, in especially in cross-border disputes, you're rarely meeting in person actually.
Mm.
Everything is filed online, just like us chatting. We appear before the tribunals online. And in fact, in some of the instances during COVID-19 period, even the trials, the cross-examination of witnesses was happening online. So I don't see a reason why we can't, completely make justice go online and it'd rather be justice coming to you rather than you waiting for years to waiting for the justice to it to conclude logically.
Wow, beautiful. Okay, so Palash, you have worked in both Delhi and Hyderabad extensively. Do you notice a difference in legal culture across cities?
So yes, of course, the culture is different. Delhi is different, and Hyderabad and vice versa applicable. Delhi would have the mother of all the courts and tribunals one can think of. written in the constitution or the legislature. While as Hyderabad, it has its own charm. I will put it like that. As it comes to Hyderabad, I majorly appear before NCLT, that is the National Communal Tribunal, Telangana High Court, and the arbitration tribunals. Having said that, but my practice from the beginning of my career has not been restricted to a single jurisdiction. I still continue to take up cases from Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, Ahmedabad, Hyderabad, so we do work in multiple jurisdictions. So really, when we talk of globalization, I think legal practice is in the space of nationalization very adequately.
Wow, beautiful. Okay. So, Palash, you have been involved in mentoring, judging moods, writing for legal journals. How important it is for professionals to contribute to academia, and how did this journey start, and how has it been? So, I've divided into two, three parts.
So, so if I were to try attempt to answer this, it comes from self-interest. It
Uh-huh.
comes from self-interest. Legal academia is something which comes from the self-interest, and there is no vested interest around it. And to put it very frankly, it's very intriguing to talking to law students who would be coming up, and I can tell you very confidently that the legal talent that is incoming, both in the terms of quality and quantity, and it's super heartening. It's super heartening to say that, and at times we do mark a time in a year that where we want to do little bit for the profession which has done so much for us. We see it during internships or little small interactions in and around court, where there are a lot of 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds, law students with a gleam in their eyes, looking for some kind of कि मेरे को वो रास्ता बता दो, I'll start walking on the path. So I
Mhm.
think once you have, walked in the path, I take it as a personal responsibility. While I'm not preaching or saying that others should do it, I saw it a very natural progression that be connected to legal academia and start giving in my small little ways.
That's beautiful. That is your way of mentoring. Now, let's go to the question of you having a mentor or have been influenced from the legal world.
I have been influenced greatly by the legal world. While I was a law student in my years, late Arun Jaitley was somebody I was extremely in awe of. Way Mr. Jaitley used to speak in the courtrooms, I saw very little of him. However, his political speeches had a great influence on me, especially the command he had in both of the languages. But you will agree with me, there are very few people in the country who have a very good command on English and Hindi equally, who are equally articulate in both the languages. So I felt Mr. Jaitley was somebody, and the articulation and the oratorship of his, and I think it's unparalleled. So Mr. Jaitley is somebody who really inspired me.
Wow. Okay. So my next question will be, how is technology and using of AI in dispute and commercial litigation helping you?
I think it's helping a great deal. We have been using AI and the related tools in our day-to-day life. The softwares like Adobe, Foxit, and other Latera Compare and other tools. We are using it quite a lot in our practice now. And it is not out of laziness. It is in fact to increase our efficiency and upgrade the quality of the legal services that are providing. And I think this space is just starting to blow, and it's going to explode in the next 3 to 5 years. And trust me when I say this, it is that time when our parents were transgressing from typewriters to computers. That is
Mhm.
the time we are sitting on today. The lawyers who would transform and adapt AI and embrace it, not disappoint it, would be the ones having advantage in going forward. Because the technology, as we know, it's evolving at a crazy speed, and we have no option. I actually embrace technology, so I'm not averse
Right.
to it, and it frankly makes our life easier on a day-to-day basis.
Wow. During our warm-up call, you talked about the research tools like अपना ये Jurisphere and all those tools, Lucio. Can you just share your experience about how these tools are creating an impact?
So, yeah, of course. So, Jurisfair is something which our firm, at a firm level, we took a decision to start using it. We, of course, we did a beta version test and we did have some training calls and all. Likewise, it goes for Lucio. It's been used efficiently by the real estate practice groups, by the corporate practice group, and by the dispute group also. Where the impact is being created largely the large documentation, when the churn is very large, you don't have the time to read the 20 volumes. It will give you a very condensed version, a very accurate version. To the extent, if you're working on a notice, it will even give you a prediction that what is a legally possible, plausible defense that you could give to this. Now, there are two ways to it. A, I do a work myself and then I compare. So there has to be some kind of human intervention. It's not कि हम पूरा निर्भर है. Lawyers have to be आत्मनिर्भर, else the AI will take us over. So it is a fantastic tool actually. And I also I had a discussion with this with one of my colleagues. I think the AI tool usage and the efficiency will also depend on the competence of the lawyer.
Yes,
I'll give you a
yes,
simple analogy. A first
please.
year, 2 year associate is going to give a research proposition based on the experience of their understanding of the law. However, perhaps somebody who is far more and a seasoned experience, he is going to extract the most out of AI because he'll know the exact instructions to put in, how it is to be done, and what is the prompt command it actually needs from the tool.
Yes,
So it's not just using the tool, it's the foundation of the law is going to be there, the years of experience are going to be there.
yes.
That is to extract the best of it from the tool also. So it is an aid. It's not a replacement, I would say.
I know, I know. Someone wrote an article on LinkedIn and had commented on yeah, giving what do you say understanding of using AI in research analysis at the college level. So there are now colleges also implementing like Nalsar Hyderabad has done with Webin AI. ये Cyril has done with अपना General Global Law School. So yes, students are getting now when they enter what do you say the corporate world or the law firm world, they will be called as AI lawyered lawyers. One of my Koffee
I
speakers used
agree.
acronym AI
I agree.
lawyer.
And they would be very potent lawyers and very competent lawyers. In
Yes,
fact, now the new lawyers that are joining, in fact, just to put it, 21, 22, they are the ones apart from the client who is keeping up the motivation when it comes to daily going to work, the zeal and the hunger they have towards learning. I think it's not just the clients and the courts that keep us motivated, it also the new incoming crop of lawyers that's extremely competent that is coming into the legal space.
wow, beautiful. Okay, so my last question will be, what advice would you give to young legal professionals entering the world of dispute resolution and ADR?
I don't have a talisman to give an advice, but if I were to share out of my own 10-year journey, I
Experience.
would
Yeah,
say keep your stead, work in cohort, and have a learning approach. More importantly, embrace your failures, embrace your wins, and trust the process. There is a process to everything. There is the
yeah,
station in dispute resolution, and but trust me, it is unlimited when it comes to rewards of personal satisfaction, the tangible impacts that you create. I am very consciously using the word tangible, not intangible, because you can actually see the impact you're creating and the knowledge, whatever you're gaining today, it is a personal intellectual property. It's not an
yes.
IP that can be infringed by anybody, and it is something which is going to live with you forever. So trust yourself, walk on the path, and give it time. It will bloom into a very nice tree.
Wow, beautiful. So let's go to the next round and understand Palash as a person. Briefly, you in the warm-up call, you told okay, you have roots in Kashmir. So tell us about your family and your formative years.
So, formative years, I was born in 91. So clearly, I was born in Delhi. My parents moved somewhere in 89, 90 to Delhi permanently to set up themselves. And yeah, I grew up in Delhi like any other Delhiite. I had a lot of fun, had a lot of friends, had a lot of good food to enjoy. And I think an episode or 10 minutes won't be sufficient to discuss my years spent in Delhi. Delhi is a chapter in its own.
I know, I know. Yeah. Okay. So let's go to your college days. Why did you select to go to Symbiosis International University? How has the experience been, and how did it help in shaping your career?
Oh, after my 12th standard, like any regular kid, I was giving the entrance exams. I wrote a few exams and symbiosis amongst other law schools. I did qualify. One of the qualifying factors was also it was a very old law school, established somewhere in 1977 and had a very rich tradition. But having said that, I say that with a caveat, neither me nor anybody in my family had zilch of idea what does a lawyer do, what does a law school produce. So there was a leap of faith, and it was an informed choice made. And however, I'm extremely blessed that I did get a chance to study at Symbiosis Law School, Pune. And I think the seeds of legal space, legal learnings were sown right in the college. And now, after perhaps a decade or more, it's blossoming into a tree, and perhaps we are bearing the fruits of that. And I'm privileged to be carrying the flag of my law school like many other alumni.
That's beautiful. So you're still apna ye, uh, being a guest lecturer at Symbiosis?
Not in Symbiosis Pune, but other Symbiosis, I did have opportunity to do some lectures or to judge some food court competition, mediation, ADR competitions.
Which law colleges have you been in your 10 years journey?
So there are a few. I think GNLU is there, SLS Hyderabad is there, DNL Jabalpur is there, BVP
Mhm.
Pune is there, Malsar is there. These are a few to name.
That's impressive. Lot of colleges you have contributing to the students. That's impressive. Keep continuing. And we're planning some apna ये है कि fireside chat how coffee speakers from their busy schedule they are still going back to the ये college world and empowering with their knowledge and experience to the students. So
That's
that's
that's interesting, Amit.
yes. And I'm planning one more ये fireside chat with coffee speakers having roots to Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there is one coffee speaker. His name is Joginder Singh Thakur, practicing in Jammu, ये High Court. Then we are having with अपना Zainab Sayed from IPR, roots in Kashmir. Then one more is there from Talha, roots in Kashmir. So you'll have to. There will be uh, nostalgia moments.
Yeah, look forward to that.
Yes. Okay. So Palash, you how did your interest in sports, especially cricket, table tennis, start? And how has being a sportsman influenced your mindset as a litigator?
So, how did my interest in sports start? It's very simple. While I was 4 or 5, I have very early day memories. My dad used to take me to the park and play cricket. And my
Hmm.
first memory is watching the 1996 World Cup, which was held in India. And that's my earliest memory as a 4 or 5 year old. How its sports started. Then in my school seniors used to play table tennis morning prior to starting the school, and during a 30-minute lunch break, they used to grab their lunch within 5-10 minutes and play for 20 minutes. So I was like, यार ये बहुत सही लग रहा है, ये तो बहुत efficient usage of time है. I
Yes.
don't know anything. My first TD racket was a 35 rupees foam racket, right? I never had those Stiga Mark II, Mark I rackets, Mark V rackets. So just like that, I started playing, no coaching, nothing. And amongst other sports, I would have played some 6, 7 sports till the time I finished school. Played a little bit of sports. I did play table tennis for Symbiosis also. I did play 2, 3 years in the Symbiosis cricket team also. And when we were working in the law firm also, I played a couple of tournaments for Self also. Then there's a RK Jan cricket tournament that happens in Delhi also. There is a Delhi High Court Bar cricket tournament that used to happen. So sports did continue pre during school, college, during the professional life also. So it's a very big part of it. It's a very big part of who I am as a person, and I think it
Mhm.
roughly translates into my living as a professional also. I think major part of discipline comes from there, working in
Mhm.
cohort, working in a team, having a good day or bad day, treating every day alike with equal efficiency and equal passion is something that came from sports. I didn't have to mark any different effort being a lawyer with that. I think being a sportsman and coming back every day with equal hard work and efficiency, that's something which came from sports.
Wow, beautiful. So, Palash, how do you switch off after a long day in court?
How do I switch off? These days I really don't get to switch off per se. But I don't have a routine per se. I'll just come back to home, put my feet up. So 10 days, I don't want anybody to speak with me. I just have this game called Township on my iPad. I'll just mindlessly develop the town, feed the cows for 10 minutes. It is just to people around me feel irritated that why are you on your iPad since you are at work? But it is just to for me to calm myself down and come back to the normal civil family life.
Wow. So, tell us one hobby you picked up during lockdown that surprisingly has stayed with you.
So, couple of them. I am a history buff. Hit modern Indian history and the world history also.
Mm-hmm.
So that compounded my knowledge to know more about the geopolitics which is around us. While we used to understand these are the UN organs, this is how it is. We studied everything in the NCRTs. I think the application of geopolitics is something which got me hooked during the COVID time when we were in lockdown. And second was I learned more about finances. While I did study commerce in school and I did BBA out of a major of law in law school also, but that application of business standard and accountancy to the extent of understanding the PE ratios, EBITDA, and the terms of finance. These are two things that I actively picked during COVID, and I did pursue it till date, in fact.
Wow, beautiful. So, Palash, what's a family value or life lesson you still carry into your day-to-day work?
I think that would be humility and hard work.
Wow. So, Palash, you have worked in several cities. Which Indian city is close to your heart and why?
Delhi, there is
Varam.
no quarrel to that.
Okay. Okay. So you relate to yeah, that Delhi boy Abhisheka movie. If someone wants to visit Delhi, what are your recommendations to visit and have food from a
Go
Delhi
to
boy?
anywhere. No, no, I'm not going to give you any fancy places, legendary places. एक ठेले में जाके मोमोज खाओ, then we'll talk about it.
Places to visit and street food. Let's have
Yes,
a
street
conversation on
food.
street food.
Go anywhere. Go to near Jama Masjid. Go near Chandni Chowk. Go to Green Park. There are so many places to eat. Depends on your palate. You like spicy food. You like non-spicy food. I think every corner of Delhi has its charm. Even if you want to go to from the rather than the non-famous places, there are so many places inside Delhi which can even a street side vendor can give you an awesome chaat. You don't need to go to Chandni Chowk that far for that.
Wow. So Palash, if you were given 1 month off or 1 week off with zero work calls, what would you do and why?
So I'll travel to beaches and mountains depending on the month of the year it is, and immediately uninstall WhatsApp and Instagram if I have the options. Because apart from WhatsApp, I think Instagram Reels is something I'm not very proudly, but I'm a little bit addicted to. At times when I'm waiting for a case, I do tend to, go through the Reels a lot. And something which it's been a pet project which I've not been able to do ever is do a 10-day Vipassana out of the 30 days which I get. And I would like a 10-day downtime in that. And perhaps I
Wow,
really enjoy food. So I would want to explore a lot of world foods while I'm traveling for these 30 days.
that's beautiful. So put it in your bucket list, and hopefully in 2025, the Coffee Corner Show will inspire. And when we connect again at the end of the year, I'll get to know, okay, this bucket list is completed.
most,
So,
most definitely.
okay, Sam. Okay. If your friends had to describe you in three words, what would it be?
My friends, they would describe me as passionate, somebody who is lover of sports and cars.
Wow. So, Palash, what are your plans for 2025 personally and professionally?
So personal plans are to read little bit of the scriptures. While I did read Bhagavad Gita in tits and bits, I actually got a copy and to read it cover to cover. I do plan to read the scriptures like Arthashastra also. I have been contemplating it for 2, 3 years. I've written it in my phone notes, but somehow never picked it up and did it actually. So I think these are two things which I personally want to really read these 2 years, in this year,
Wow.
perhaps.
Beautiful. So my last one is a googly one. Describe Palash in one line.
Palash, in one line, I would say determined to succeed.
Beautiful. Okay. So let's put you in the hot seat, the rapid fire round. High court or tribunal?
Tribunal,
Arbitration room or courtroom drama?
courtroom,
Delhi winters or Hyderabad food?
Delhi winters.
I know it. Okay. Your go-to comfort food?
Go to comfort food will be mutton, Rogan Josh,
Wow. Yeah. Your favorite color?
red.
Best piece of advice received?
Best piece of advice received: always be self-assured, never doubt yourself.
Wow. Your dream travel place?
Dream travel place: I really want to go to Vatican sometime.
Wow. That's beautiful. Early morning hearings or late night drafting?
What do I prefer or what I want to avoid?
It's your choice.
No, I'll prefer early morning hearings any day.
Okay. Road trip with friends or a quiet solo vacation?
Quiet solo vacation.
Wow. Tea or coffee to recharge?
My coffee to recharge is Nescafe, if not Black
Oh,
Label.
let's raise.
Yeah.
Wow. So you did well, and here's your book, which will be autographed and sent to you. So, friends, it was a lovely conversation having with Palash and how he's giving back to the society, especially the law students. He's visited many colleges, legal writing, so many things he's doing, and being from the sports field that is helping him keeping up now active and what do you say into scriptures, so many things. So watch this episode. All those young legal professionals who enter the world of uh, dispute resolution, commercial litigation, and how he is adapting to using technology. Technology has become his friend, and he's used a lot of what do you say, uh, legal English words in the conversation, which is very beautifully put it across in the conversation. So this is what our coffee speakers bring to the table: inspiring journeys. Subscribe to the Coffee Conversation Show, where there are 450 coffee speakers sharing their insightful journeys. And as our hashtag is memory maker, change maker, and bring smiles for a lifetime. And you look back, come to the present, and go to the future. So this is the conversation which we continue. And if you want to be featured like Palash, visit our LinkedIn page or website, the Emerging India Forum, or connect with our coffee speakers. They would put in a word and to have coffee conversation. So take care. Thank you.
Thank you.